What's up, you guys? How's everyone doing? I wanted to start this video off a little different. The reason being is that if somebody's just looking for a quick advice on this, I want to start the video out with that, and let's just get to the point, because you might have come to this video looking for an answer. This is to deal with the linear, older style. Maybe, I think the unit I was working on was a 2012 unit roughly. The older style Apex, and this goes. I know this goes for the newer Apex too. But if you're working on a dual drive swing gate, master slave, and you got to replace one of the circuit boards, you need to be aware of this. You must know this. So this journey started with all these boards. Whoops. And there's some more. I know I threw one board away because I thought it was junk. But what the point is that the bottom line is, the ultimate bottom line is, you cannot go with any other circuit board unless they're the revisions on them. The revisions. I don't care what they say on the front of them. I don't care. I don't care if they got model numbers that match up. I don't care. I don't care. They have to be the same version. So when you turn them on, they're going to say a 1.4, they're going to say a 2.2, 2.4, 1.6. Now these ones are the Apex 2 right here. I learned a lot on this journey though. But I just want to let you know that off the get-go, that if you're looking for advice on a swing gate and you're struggling like I was, absolutely you have to have the same version. Do not even try to have different versions. Like I said, I don't care what they say when they're unplugged and on the front of them. They will not work. It's impossible. I've worked on this gate. I don't think this gate that I'm going to show you here has ran in, oh, what is it now? Like 8 months. Let's just say 8 months. It started out originally with me thinking the customer was interacting, doing something. Then I started believing them that there's a ghost in it. Long story short, with going with the vendor to Lanier, talking to tech support, I got the runaround. And I don't want you to get the runaround. So anyways, I think we're going to get into some of the video here, and we'll go from there. We'll see what we got. But just keep that in mind. Different versions. Oh, and let me let you know too, right now, the 2.2 on this is the Apex 2. The 2.2 version, I guess, is kind of a bad version. These two boards right here, I got the same day from my vendor. My vendor literally told me that they just got these in, and she pulled them off the shelf. Pulled them right off the shelf, handed them to me. Said, these will work. These are the same ones. They weren't the same. The 2.4, I guess, is better. Talking to Lanier on a three-way conversation now. Finally led to that with a good technician on the phone. So anyways, and I don't have one here, but they make a 1.7 for the Apex, the regular Apex controller. The regular Apex controller is, you can't get a 1.4 anymore. They don't make that version anymore. I have a 1.6, which is right here. And I don't know where that came. That must have been obviously between the 1.4. The 1.4. This is an old one. This is the one I took out of the unit. This was the original one on the slave side. The master is what I was having problems with. So I had a 1.6, but they don't even do 1.6 anymore. It sounds like all you can get is 1.7. But that's fine. I got a pair of 1.7s in there now, and they're finally working. Finally. So anyways, let's get to her. Well, hello. I hope everybody's doing good today. Second look at the, supposedly, I think there's a ghost in this operator. I brought a bunch of keys today. Got them sitting next to me here. Bring the whole thing so I can hopefully find a spare key and leave it up here. So that way, if I ever got to get in the cabinet, it's always good to have a spare key up here. Or if somebody ever calls and they're having issues, help for diagnosing reasons. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and we're going to get started. We're going to take a look at this and see what we can figure out. Okie dokie, Smokey. I got a whole bunch of keys that I keep at the house. Let's see if any of these will match up to this gate. Otherwise, I do have my regular keys. There's our wonderful electrical box. I guess I do have a padlock. I could try to padlock it, just in case I think somebody's trying to be a boogeyman in here. So there's the keypad. This is our master. They call it master slave. One day, I don't know, they're gonna have to probably get rid of that master slave thing. I don't know. Especially the crazy times. Okay, so let's take a look. Oh man, getting old. Brought my little box to hide the hideaway key. I think under that electrical panel will be the best spot for it. Oh, I do not want to hit the reset. Okay, so if we look in here, it says FO. FO is fully open. Uh-oh, what was that? Is it doing something weird? What is it doing? What is it doing? It's got some glitch in it. So, playing a little more detective here, and I noticed the loop detector is detecting. So that's definitely a problem. Looks like I do have one on the old truck here. So let's try to swap that out. The heck is this? Looks different. If you made it this far in the video, I'm grateful, because what I know right now at the very end of this, I'm very frustrated actually making this video, because now I know the true story at the end, that the circuit board was the problem. But I had all these things I was chasing, right? So I kept thinking that I thought I had a faulty loop detector to some degree, and I really believed it, because I really had a hard time believing that the Apex circuit board. Now, just to give you a little history on the Apex circuit boards, I've done some bad things to Apex circuit boards. I've put voltage in them of high voltage that was wrong, and they come back to life. They've actually shorted out, and they'll come back on. They can take like surges, and they don't just pop a fuse and then you're done. It's like they'll come back to life. So I've been pretty violent with them. And anyways, I really thought it was that loop detector being a problem. And then what was really frustrating me is I'm up in the middle of nowhere, and now I got this loop detector that's not the same color. And now you ever feel like you're playing that game and you're just sitting there just like, why? Out of any times, this has got to be right now up here. I mean, I can't be in town. I can't be close to shop. I can't just run and grab another one. I have a totally different one. Coming to find out with the stuff going on, the vendor, the supplier that they get it from, ran out because they come from China, and it sounds like they got them from somewhere else. So she says they're the same, and I said, but they're not the same. They're not the same color on the face. So, well, one came from Mexico, one came from China. It was very frustrating. So anyways, we'll continue on. I just wanted to jump in for a second as I was editing this video, looking at it going, hee hee. So the loop detector was not the problem. I ended up giving it to one of my other technicians. He ended up using it, having no problem. So it was in the circuitry that was the problem. The circuit board is because I had two different boards and they're not talking to each other. Yet everybody's telling me they'll work, they're fine. Oh, we don't make 1.4 version anymore. Oh, the 1.7 is convertible to it. Sure it is. Okay. Sure it is. Okay. But I cannot, for the life of me, get this one. I think it's in the circuit board here. Because as soon as I plug it in, I've tried it all different ways. This thing just does F1. F1 in the manual says that it's an open circuit, basically. So I've tried everything. I've tried connecting these to make just a fake little loop. That doesn't change nothing. I've hooked it up to the loop wires. That doesn't change nothing. I've done continuity on it. Doesn't look like it has a lot of resistance, so it's all there. The only thing I can't get it, and I've tried swapping these all around, and this one, this certain bay keeps acting up. So I'm thinking it's in this Apex controller. So that's a bummer because I'm gonna have to reprogram all the remotes again. But it is what it is. So that's where we'll go. We'll move from there. I said, hey, will an Apex 2 work on an Apex 1? They said, no. Then they called back later to find out more. This thing actually is worse because there's different revisions of the Apex 1. No. So I got video footage, obviously, of the one, the masters, the slave side that I was working on, but I don't have any of the slave side. I have the master side, but I don't have the slave side. So I am so fortunate that I get to run up, and I got to find out what revision that is. But I've learned something, and I hope you've learned something too from this. Don't be a dummy like me. Take pictures of everything. Okay, so I guess it shows up the version of it on the screen when you start it up here. The one over there, come to find out this one's not the same version. The one over there is 1.4. Did you see this one? How it said 1.6? That's not good. Yeah, let's try it again. 1.6, not good. So the one over there said 1.4. So we're on to something, friends. We're on to something. We're on to Crazyville. That's what I want to call it. Just Crazyville. Okay, gate operator, till another day. Rest in peace. I'm out. I'm out of here before it gets too hot. Okay, so look, I didn't want to leave everybody in suspense. You know what I mean? So I'm going to make another part to this, so it's not real long in the tooth. But I wanted to make sure, in the beginning of the video, I explained the situation. So hopefully somebody out there in the world, in the universe, it can help. Because I'm still really bitter about what I know. Because it took me a long time to figure it out. I'm glad I did figure it out. Because I was starting to look like a fool. And I was starting to feel like one too. And even the customer asked me about replacing them. I could have made an easy sale and said, sure, you could use some new ones. You know, I think they were basically from 2012. But I didn't do that because I wanted to figure it out. And I knew college wasn't free. And let's just say they got a very generous bill. I shouldn't say generous. I gave them a lot of free hours. I didn't charge them for any of the parts except for the circuit board that we changed out the first time. I did them right. But I also knew it wasn't 100% their fault. So as long as they pay the bill, be fair enough. And I learned something, and I hope you learned something too. With that being said, I'm going to go to bed. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Hit that like button on your way out if you would, please. Be a subscriber. I see new guys. I see Ryan came in. We appreciate you, Ryan. And I hope we all can learn something. Take care, guys. Have a great night. And I will make a part 2 to this. And you can see what else I did if you're ever interested. So take care. We'll see ya.